Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the epic Jordan Peterson interview at Channel 4 News conducted by Kathy Newman. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen parts of it, but I will link the entire interview in the video description below. Please check out the entire interview. It is half an hour long, but we all have so much to learn from it regardless of our political persuasions. The reason why I want to talk about that interview is because the method of that interview, the techniques, and the aftermath really leaves us with a lot of things to learn. Now, first of all, Jordan Peterson needs no introduction. He is a brilliant clinical psychologist at the University of Toronto. He is a published author. He's a great thinker. In other words, he is an intellectual titan. Kathy Newman, the person interviewing him, by contrast, is
C4 style. What? C4 style. Hey, sexy newsroom. You know what? It's hard in high.
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm going to be a little critical of Kathy Newman in this video, and the reason why I'm going to do so is because throughout this entire interview, Jordan Peterson was trying to articulate his positions on feminism, on pay gap, on the recent trans movements to the best of his ability, and he was trying to explain his opinions through evolution, through biology, through objective thinking. Kathy Newman's approach was essentially trying to make him look like a bigot. She was trying to make him look like something he's entirely not through techniques that can only be described as
silly. I do. I think that's silly. I really do.
Yeah, there you go. That's very true, Jordan Peterson. Now, here's the thing. Throughout the entire interview, Jordan Peterson was subject to a barrage of strawmanning and deliberate misrepresentation. Some of the most famous memes on the internet right now regarding this interview was when Jordan Peterson talked about the importance of biology and evolutionary process in determining certain social hierarchies that our societies are subject to. He mentions that certain biological factors and certain evolutionary processes are probably responsible not only for the creation of certain social hierarchies, but also for the maintenance of such social hierarchies. And to illustrate his point, he was talking about the examples of lobsters to illustrate the case for biology and what happens in their brains. Kathy Newman looked at that, and this is what she deciphered.
You're saying that we should organize our societies along the lines of the lobsters?
Yeah, and this is not an isolated incident. Throughout the entire interview, you can see Kathy Newman subject Dr. Jordan Peterson to various strawmans and terrible misrepresentations. And at the end of this interview, to any unbiased observer, actually I shouldn't say that, but in my opinion, Kathy Newman ended up looking
silly. I do. I think that's silly. I really do.
That is true. That is fairly true. Now, here's the thing. Despite that, it is fairly obvious to anyone watching that Kathy Newman was essentially trying to make Jordan Peterson look like an ill-informed bigot, and she terribly failed at that. So rather than look at this as a learning experience, rather than reevaluate her opinions, and more importantly, reevaluate herself, at the aftermath of this interview, she started throwing a pity party for her. Yeah, apparently some people said some bad things on the internet, and that became the focus. The focus was not that we have this interviewer who is blatantly trying to misrepresent a man, his opinions, and his intentions and make him look bad. The focus of the aftermath of that interview is Kathy Newman a victim? And Jordan Peterson, being the gentleman that he is, came into Kathy Newman's defense, saying all those people making fun of her on the internet to back off. But here's the thing, once again, the goalpost has shifted. We're not talking about Jordan Peterson's opinions. We're not talking about how well he did, how well he held his composure despite someone blatantly trying to misrepresent him. We're talking about, is this person who was doing a terribly intellectually dishonest thing, we're talking about whether this person is now a victim. And that is the state of all modern intellectual conversations today. Regardless of what the topic is, this is what it ultimately boils down. Well, that's it for this video, you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. If you enjoyed it, feel that like, press that like rating and do subscribe if it's not too much. See you guys next time. Take care.